Hello everyone, welcome back to my astrology channel. I'm Aparna, your astrologer. Now in today's content, I will be talking about the Aquarius full moon that's occurring on the 12th of August 2022. Now this full moon occurs at 19 degrees 21 minutes Aquarius. So if you've got planets, person planets, say about from 14-15 to 23-24 degrees in Aquarius or even other fixed signs, then this full moon is going to be more significant for you. But it affects all of us. So wherever your Aquarius sign is, wherever your Leo sign is, this full moon is definitely going to affect those house matters, those experiences. Now the sun is in the sign of Leo. So a full moon is a time when the sun and moon are both opposite to each other, and the rays of the sun is fully illuminating the moon, hence the full moon. Now a full moon is a time of culmination, of endings, of reflection, fulfillment, revelation as well, and realization. It gives more clarity to wherever Aquarius sign is in your chart. Now, Aquarius is a kind of a radical, more logical, rational, a bit emotionally detached air sign, and it's a fixed air sign. So when a full moon occurs in the sign of Aquarius, it's all about taking a more logical, more rational, more radical, and maybe a bit detached and unemotional approach as well to the matters wherever it affects in your chart. So it is about pushing boundaries and really putting yourself all out there in order to make the difference, in order to bring about the change, in order to bring about the progress that we want in our life. Now, Aquarius is an individualistic sign, but it also represents the collective conscience. So it's all about our personal contribution in a collective setup, so in a group setup. So Leo is all about authenticity. It's about shining own light. It's about presenting our own inner strength, inner values, what makes us stand apart. But when it comes to Aquarius, it's all about bringing all that energy in a collective to make progress, to bring about the change, to move forward as a society in a holistic, more well-rounded way. So that is the Aquarius energy. Now this full moon is receiving some aspect with other planets, mainly Saturn and Uranus, because the moon is conjunct Saturn during this full moon. Now Saturn is at about 22 degrees and it's in a retrograde motion. So it's about 3-4 degrees apart, but even then it's a very strong conjunction with the moon, with the full moon, and it's opposite the sun in Leo. Now this moon is also going to square Uranus in the sign of Taurus, and Uranus is at 18 degrees Taurus during this full moon. So the full moon is definitely getting affected both by Saturn and Uranus. Now Saturn square Uranus energy was very strong in 2021, and we will experience this energy more towards the end of September and October month. So there is a kind of strong energy, not as strong as it was in 2021. So Saturn will be squaring Uranus in an aspect as close as getting as close as 1 degree apart from each other. So it's a close aspect, but not as close or not exact as it was in 2021. Now when Saturn conjuncts the full moon in Aquarius and opposes the sun in Leo, this transit, this whole combination can add seriousness to our emotions, and it can also cause some kind of differences or distance in relationship or within our emotions. So it can detach you a little bit emotionally. Now Aquarius sign is about emotional detachment anyways, and with this Saturn coming together with this full moon, it can feel more challenging. The situation can feel a bit more challenging during this time, and there can be restrictions, obstacles, and hindrances to our progress. Now, even though Saturn can bring limitations, restrictions, seriousness, and some kind of challenges, but what it also does, it gives you the solid ground to build a strong foundation. So this is the time to really, focus on wherever your Aquarius sign is and channel your energy towards progress, growth, and bring more constructive growth and progress during this time. Now, Saturn will be opposite Sun. So again, this is also challenging aspect and can bring restrictions and obstacles and difficulties. So there's a need to overcome these limiting, situations in our life in order to bring that progress. So during this time, it may be difficult to express what we fully want because we are feeling limited and restricted. Now, during this time, Uranus will be making a square aspect with Moon and the Sun. Now, when Uranus squares Moon, there can be sudden changes to our emotions. So, we may be dealing with mood swings during this time, or we want to take impulsive action in order to make progress. Now, the Saturn and Uranus square aspect is about stop and go energy. So, Saturn limits and restricts and builds a strong foundation, and Uranus just wants to move forward. It wants to make progress. It wants to bring change. So this moon connecting with Uranus brings that impulsive action to the mix. So definitely you may feel impatient during this time, and this can cause instability and lack of focus as well. Even though you want to make the progress, you may feel limited, and that can cause this impatience and wanting to break free. Now, Sun is also squaring Uranus, so again there can be instability or anxiousness, worry, anxiety, stress, because you're not able to build things as you would like to. But this is where you need to channel your energy constructively in order to harness the positive energy of Saturn and Uranus, and streamline it in a way so that you can build something upon during this time. And there may be a need to look at matters from a more logical, more rational, more objective space during this time in order to achieve the growth that you want. And this Aquarius full moon is going to bring that clarity. Now, when full moon is involved, it is an emotional time, and it's a time of balance. You need to find balance. You need to find harmony in life, in relationship, or any opposing themes in your life during this time. But this full moon in Aquarius, which is a bit more focused on progress, on innovation, fresh ideas, moving forward, being a little bit unemotional as well. Though moon is about emotions, but this full moon in Aquarius, also combining with Saturn Aquarius, can bring impatience and lack of emotions during this time. But this is a good time to channel your energy positively and make decisions more logically during this time. Now I'm going to discuss all the 12 zodiac sign and how this Aquarius full moon on the 12th of August is going to affect each of the sign. So let's begin. Aries, for you, the Aquarius full moon on the 12th of August occurs in your 11th house, and the sun in the sign of Leo will be in your 5th house. So your 11th and 5th house axis is activated, and it is Leo season, so 5th house emphasis is already there. But on the day of the full moon, there's a special emphasis on your 11th house matter. Now, 11th house is to do with your friend circle, your acquaintances, your group activities, collaborative work, organizational work, your hopes and wishes, your future plans and goals. Now, when full moon, which is all about illumination, revelation, culmination, ending, fulfillment, and all that, occurs in your 11th house, there's a need to focus on your group activities, how you connect with people, how you connect with your social circle, your friend circle, your acquaintances, organization, and all that. So the role you play in other people's life is at focus here. And because full moon is about relationship, and this relationship can be with anybody. It can be your parents, spouse, friends, siblings, colleagues, anybody. Now with this Aquarius full moon, there may be a need to logically approach these matters, especially when it comes to your social life, your friends' life, and the causes or organization you associate yourself with. So there may be a need to detach yourself and see where you are and what role you play from a distance, and hence and thus make decision or understand or get clarity regarding your social circle. Because in Leo season, the focus is a lot on your hobbies, your activities, pleasurable activities, your own expression, your own interest, and all that. But with this full moon in Aquarius, you are really balancing it with other people, especially your social circle during this time, and group activities. So it's all about your contribution, your individual contribution, but in a collective atmosphere. Now this full moon is conjunct Saturn in your 11th house in the sign of Aquarius, and squares Uranus in your 2nd house. So Saturn and Uranus both are affecting this full moon. So it's very significant during this time. Now Saturn Uranus both are very opposing energy. Saturn can impose a restriction, while Uranus wants to break free. So Saturn in the house of your future plans, your group activities and all that in your 11th house can bring restriction in these area or slow movement in this area. So if you have future plans and goals and ambitions and all that that you want to work upon, especially when it comes to group activities, working together, collaborating and all that, there may be some kind of limitations during this time. And with Uranus in your second house of financial matters, there can be some sort of instability over there as well, especially where your resources, your possessions, your income is concerned. So with Saturn and Uranus affecting this full moon, there may be some sort of revelation, some kind of understanding regarding your group activities, regarding your friend circle, regarding your organizational work, your teamwork, peers, acquaintances, and all that, or just even your future plan, where you want to go, what you want to do in future. This full moon can give a better understanding, or maybe something will be revealed during this time regarding your social circle, and that will put you in a better place to understand where you stand and where you need to go. So with this Uranus in second house, there may be some sort of realization, some epiphanies in the work you put out that will help you understand your financial situation better, or improve it, or at least give you ideas how to improve it, or how to improve it and achieve your goal, because there may be some sort of uncertainty, instability in your money matters. So this is going to help you improve, but it's important to be a bit more logical, Aries, because Aquarius is about being logical and not leading from an emotional point of view. So even though moon and full moon is about culmination of your emotions, during this time, because it's an Aquarius sign and is communicating with Uranus, there's a need to detach yourself and look at things from a more rational, more logical point of view in order to make progress in your social status and your money matters, Aries. And this can be very busy time for you, Aries, as well, because as you are connecting with people and you're understanding whom to rely on and where you stand in terms of a group situation or social situation, others may also need your help during this time. So you may have to, show up for them in order to help them, whether it's in friend circle or group activities, or just even in your organization or a teamwork. Maybe at your work you are part of a team, and this is time where you need to really step up and perform, Aries. So definitely this full moon is connected to realization and epiphanies regarding your place in the crowd, Aries. Taurus, for you, the Aquarius full moon on the 12th of August occurs in your 10th house, in your career house. And the sun in the sign of Leo will be in your 4th house. Now, it is Leo season, so there's a lot of focus on your home and family matters anyways. But on the 12th of August, during this full moon in Aquarius, there's an emphasis, more focus on your career matters, on your goals and ambitions during this time. Now, full moon is a time of revelation, culmination, better understanding, more clarity, or also endings or feeling of being tested in that area. So where your career matter is concerned, Taurus, this full moon can bring a kind of focus to your work, can bring focus to your work ethics, your professionalism, your competence, what you bring to the table, what you're here to offer. So there would be a need to make more logical, rational decisions during this time, especially regards to your career. Now the sun is in the 4th house, so there's a need for balance as well in your career matters and your home matters, and also not let your home matters or your personal matters, private life, affect your career decision. So do make sure otherwise you may be making career decisions when under pressure, especially due to private matters. So definitely keep it separate, find a balance, but make sure you're making your career decisions more from a logical point of view, maybe a bit detached and even unemotional, so that you can see what's going around and hence can make better decisions through more clarity, better understanding. Now full moon can also bring a lot of responsibility or more responsibility or sudden job opportunity or career growth, promotion in your profession or business matter. Now this full moon is connected with Saturn. Now, this full moon is conjunct Saturn. So, Saturn is also in the sign of Aquarius, connecting with this full moon. Now, when Saturn connects with full moon, even though it gives this clarity and understanding and epiphany regarding your career matters, but it can also bring potential limits or restriction to your goals and ambitions. So, whatever you want to achieve going forward, Taurus, you may be feeling limited due to the Saturnian effect on your 10th house and your career matter. Now, Saturn has been in the 10th house for you, Taurus, since December 2020 and will be there until March 2023. So, you may be feeling this. So you may be feeling this energy, since then. But with this full moon, you will get kind of a sudden opportunity or sudden change regarding your career matter. So you will have to be ready to show, your responsible side, take up the opportunity. You can suddenly be in limelight because full moon brings the light, the spotlight wherever it goes. So during this time, maybe everyone will notice you suddenly and, maybe come up with some kind of promotion or, or another job opportunity or more responsibility. And here you will have to show your competence and really put your best foot forward during this time. So just be ready to perform and really, show what you're made of, show your skills and capabilities during this time. So if an opportunity does come your way, Taurus, during this time, make sure you take it. Now, during this time, Saturn is conjunct the full moon, and also Uranus is squaring the full moon and the sun. So Uranus for you, Taurus, is in your house, in your first house. So again, your career matters and your own personal projection is at square aspect. Now, Saturn and Uranus was squaring last year in 2021, and again, it will form a very close square aspect in the month of October, but it is kind of coming very close. And with this full moon, this is going to give you some kind of realization, some epiphanies regarding, where you stand in your career matter and how you project yourself. So it is very important to keep your personal projection and your career professional matters separate so that you don't mix it up. Now, you're experiencing a lot of changes in your personality, lots of shakeups already since Uranus moved in your sign, Taurus, and this may be also causing instability in your sense of self. So you probably you're probably going through so much change that you don't know where you stand at times. So here, connecting with your career house, there's definitely potential for career limitations, and that can change also the way you present yourself to the world, or the way you are presenting yourself to the world may be causing career limitations. So there's a need to balance these energies out more progressively and more logically. So look at your career as a separate entity. Don't connect it with your projection, your personal projection. Use your skills and capabilities, your competence to win opportunities, job opportunities, career opportunities, and keep your private life separate as well during this time. Geminis, for you, the Aquarius full moon on the 12th of August occurs in your ninth house, and the sun in the sign of Leo will be in your third house. So, this full moon is all about revelation, culmination, realization, fulfillment, gratification, and also endings where your ninth house matters are concerned. Now, ninth house is to do with your philosophy, your belief system, your learning, knowledge, wisdom, need for travel and adventure, and basically expanding your horizon. So, when a full moon occurs in your ninth house, this could be a time when you're questioning your faith, Geminis, and your belief system as well, because things are revealed to you during this time or in days before and after this full moon. That helps you understand where you stand, where your own belief system is, and also you're looking at things from a different perspective as well, not just your own viewpoint. Because Leo season for you, Geminis, is all about being practical and, looking at things from a logical, more personal point of view, your own opinion, your own mindset. That's what you have been focusing on. But this Aquarius full moon is asking you to look at things from different perspective, from a bigger point of view. So it's very important to stay calm during this time. And there may be a tendency to overthink as well with this third house and ninth house axis. So even though you are looking at other people's viewpoint and larger perspective, but do not allow others to define you during this time. And if there is any need to adapt and change your own belief system and your own viewpoint, then this is a good time to do that. But only what is good for you, and do not take these decisions from an emotional point of view. So it's very important to stay logical as well with this Aquarius energy, and even step back a little bit to see where you stand and who is good for you and what is good for you during this time. Now, Saturn is connecting with this full moon in a conjunction. So, Saturn is in your ninth house as well, in your house of expansion and exploration. Now, Saturn is all about showing you the reality wherever it goes. So, it strips away the facade and really shows you what you are truly inside. So, you may feel some kind of limitation and restriction on your belief system during this time because you're going through a lot of change during this time, and there's a need to adapt as well. And even with traveling and learning needs, if you want to connect with people from distant land, or you want to travel, or you want to learn something new, you may feel some sort of limitations on that, or just your belief system, your perspective may be holding you back during this time. So this full moon is going to connect you to some sort of realization or epiphanies regarding your belief system, regarding your viewpoint. So here there may be a need to defend yourself as well, your feelings, your intuition, your faith as well. So there's a need for balance and finding harmony in your faith, in your beliefs, and the practical and logical world. So it's a good idea to trust your feeling, trust your intuition, and not let others define or label you during this time. Now, Uranus is in your 12th house of spirituality and your subconscious self during this time. And Uranus is already bringing this spiritual growth, this sudden, unexpected spiritual change in your life, advancement, this upgrade that is happening for a few years now. So during this full moon in Aquarius in your ninth house, connecting with Saturn again in your ninth house, and squaring, and all these energies squaring with Uranus in your 12th house, you're definitely looking for some sort of spiritual upgrade. And this change in belief system that you're going through during this time will help you see things differently, and hence help you discard any old belief system, anything that is limiting, anything that is outgrown, that is not good for you anymore. It's going to be left behind. And this full moon is definitely going to bring some sort of revelation or realization that will help you grow spiritually as well. And you will be able to see a different side of yourself, Geminis, going forward. So this ninth house and 12th house energy is all about adapting and changing your belief system in order to bring that spiritual growth, that subconscious freedoms, elevations, that soul growth, the spiritual advancement that you're seeking during this time. And this full moon is going to definitely connect you with some sort of clarity, realization. And you may also go through some sort of challenges or tests during this time that tests your belief system, and that will help you change and adapt and grow. So stay calm during this time and trust your intuition, instincts in order to make the change, Gemini. Cancer, for you, the Aquarius full moon on the 12th of August occurs in your 8th house. And during this time, the sun is in the sign of Leo in your 2nd house. So your 8th house and 2nd house axis is activated during this full moon. Now, a full moon is a time of culmination, revelation, realization, fulfillment, adjustment, readjustment, changes, adaptation, and all that. And also endings. So, with this full moon in your 8th house, Cancer, some kind of emotional or psychological problem or situation may be focused during the may be highlighted during this time. So there may be a need to either attach yourself or detach yourself from either your needs or other people's needs, or your value system or other people's value system, or there will be some kind of clarity regarding what you value, how you value. So all sort of resources, and this can be financial resource, joint resources, karmic resource, social resource, all those things will need balancing during this time, because these are the matters that is highlighted. And there may be a need to understand or surrender or accept or use your instinct to deal with these, especially joint resources related matters. And this can be social resource as well. For example, a debt or a loan or some kind of social help, maybe a tax, inheritance, whatever that might be. these will be highlighted during this time. So definitely there's a need to find a balance between what is yours, what's others, what you can keep, what you can lose during this time. So it's all about balance between your resources and other people's resources, your value and other people's value. So this can cause some kind of emotional upheaval or financial upheaval, and this full moon will give you that understanding, that clarity, how to go about dealing with these issues. So it's very important to use your natural instinct, Cancer, when making decisions during this time, because eighth house deals with these psychological matters. It deals with secrets, introspection, things that are hidden. So there may be some kind of revelation regarding your financial situation that was hidden from you that comes to light during this time, and you may have to deal with those matters during this time. And this can lead to either some kind of expenditure or some kind of debt repayment. So if you get an opportunity during this time to pay any past debt, then it's wonderful time to clear that as well, so that you can move forward with peace of mind, Cancer. Now the full moon can also bring help from other sources, maybe a bank or government, maybe a tax rebate or a loan, personal loan may be approved, or you may be getting some positive return on investment or profit. So it's both ways. So you can also gain through this full moon, and this will come to clarity during this time. Something will come to realization, and that will help you understand your financial situation, your joint resource situation better, and also going forward how you can build resources together, come together for mutual gains and all that. So this is definitely a time for clarity regarding your situation, regarding the give and take in your life. And also this will make you a little bit comfortable with your security, what makes you secure, what makes you stable, and balance it out with other people's needs and comfort, and what makes them secure and stable as well. So it's a good time to clear any karmic debt, financial karmic debt as well during this time that is holding you back. So whatever that might be, Cancer, it is going to come to clarity most definitely during this time. Now this full moon is connecting with Saturn. It's conjunct Saturn in the sign of Aquarius. Now Saturn in the eighth house, you may be feeling some sort of limitations because Saturn moved in your eighth house in December 2020 and will be there until March 2023. So you may be feeling some sort of limitations in your financial matters, in your joint finances as well. And even psychologically, the change that you want to bring may feel limited, and that can cause some sort of discomfort or annoyance or limitations or delays during this time. Now Uranus is in your 11th house and is squaring this full moon. Also the Saturn and Uranus square is going to occur in October, but it's already getting very close, so you can feel the energy. But during this full moon, Uranus is also squaring the full moon and the sun during this time. Now Uranus in 11th house is the house of your social circle, your collaborations and all that. So it's definitely rebooting, upgrading, or changing your social circle. So even though at times you feel some sort of instability where your collaboration or your group work is concerned, but it's definitely upgrading you and changing you, and this is going to be for the better. You will see the progress and growth going forward. But with this square aspect, especially with the full moon involved, something will come to realization in your current psychology, your belief system, your value system, that will help you upgrade your group, the social setting, your social values as well, your social group and all that. And maybe you are connecting with a different kind of social group because your psychology is changing, your belief is changing, your values are changing, Cancer. So definitely it may feel a bit challenging during this time with this energy, but this full moon is going to bring some sort of revelation, some kind of epiphany, some kind of realization that will help you manage your social environment and your value system and your resources better going forward, Cancer. Leos, for you, the Aquarius full moon on the 12th of August occurs in your seventh house. Now, it is your opposite sign, so your relationship, partnership matters are highlighted during this full moon. So, Leos, a full moon is a time of revelation, realization, culmination, understanding, fulfillment, gratification regarding relationship matter. So there can be some sort of realization regarding your partnership, especially a significant partnership, that kind of helps you change and adapt your attitude or the way you see the relationship. Now, it is Leo season, so your first house is definitely highlighted, Leos, and the focus is a lot on you. So you have been really thinking about yourself this season. But during this full moon, there's a need to shift that focus on your partnership, relationship, on the significant other, the committed relationship. And this can be any one to one relationship that you have that is important to you. So here there's a need to strike a balance between your own needs and that of your partner during this time. Now, if you're facing any kind of issues in your relationship, Leos, this full moon is going to give you the better understanding, more clarity or realization or some sort of epiphanies to deal with relationship matters in a different way. So, some kind of logical out of the box solution is definitely required during this time. So, there would be a need to do something differently than what you're doing already. So, whatever approach you have currently, you'll probably will have to take a different approach during this time in order to resolve any issues if there are any issues, Leos. If everything is great, then this is a great time to connect and put your partner's needs or expectations above your own for a while. And during this time, you may also be seeking validation or support or, connection with other people, especially a significant relationship, Leos. So definitely there is a need to shift from your own agenda to something you do together, something where you may have to compromise and negotiate in order to, make something happen together, Leos. Now, during this full moon, Saturn in the sign of Aquarius is conjunct this full moon. So your seventh house energy is very much in focus during this full moon. Now, Saturn has been in your seventh house since December 2020 and will remain there until March 2023. But during this full moon, there's going to be some kind of test or realization or need for adjustment because you may be feeling sort of a limitations, restrictions until now. And this full moon is going to make you understand how to bring that change and improve your relationship, especially if your relationship has been difficult in recent past. Now, Uranus is also connecting with this full moon and the sun. So it's going to be in a square aspect. Now, Uranus for you, Leo, in the sign of Taurus is in your 10th house of career and professional and business matters. So here with this Saturn and Uranus connecting with the full moon in a square aspect, there may be some sort of limitations in your partnership or the way you're dealing with a particular relationship or the way the other person is dealing with you. There may be some sort of restrictions imposed on your career matter or the progress of your career due to some sort of tension or difficult situation within an important relationship. So definitely you may be feeling some sort of restriction, limitations in partnership, relationship, one-to-one interaction with an important person in your life, and hence you're not able to give yourself fully to a career direction, a change in career direction, or you're not able to upgrade your career or evolve your career with Uranus in the 10th house. So there's definitely a desire to change your life direction or plan for future, what you want to do in future with your career. And due to some sort of tension within an important relationship, this career progress that you want to see may be moving bit slowly during this time. So definitely during this full moon there will be some kind of epiphany or realization or revelation within your relationship that will help you adapt and make some changes in order to bring this positive energy. And there's a need to think outside the box as well for solution and also to value other people's needs and expectation of you as well during this time, especially Leos. Definitely an overall balance is required between your own sense of self and how you see yourself within a partnership or how you value a relationship, Leos. Virgos, for you, the Aquarius full moon on the 12th of August occurs in your sixth house. Now, sixth house is the house of your work, health, and daily routine. So, with the full moon occurring in your sixth house, there would be some sort of revelation, realization, or an epiphany, or better understanding, more clarity, or a culmination in your sixth house matter that will help you change and adapt and, bring about that necessary change in your work and health matters. Now, the sun is in the sign of Leo in your 12th house. So there's a lot of focus on withdrawing and retreating and taking a break and, recharging your batteries in this Leo season. But during this full moon, there's a need to change something in your work and health matters, especially something that is not helping you and is keeping you stuck in the old ways, and that may be affecting your health as well. So there's a need to focus on your own well-being during this time. And if you're overextending yourself or overworking during this time, there's definitely a need to take a break and really, take care of yourself, practice self-care, or bring that change in your routine, your health. If there's something stuck and you want to bring some kind of change, maybe a new health plan or a diet plan or, routine, a new exercise routine, or, the eating pattern and all that, this is a good time to, bring that change. And also any dissatisfaction that you may have in your working condition, work environment, or your health matters, there's a need to really take the action by yourself and not blame other people for your discontentment during this time. So Virgo, there will definitely be a desire to improve things further during this time, and you will be able to take these things forward once Sun moves out of your 12th house and into your first house in the Virgo season by the third week of August. So after the full moon, there's a good opportunity to plan what you want to do and how you want to change your work matters, your health, your daily routine and all that. And if you're feeling any kind of doubts or hesitation or anxiety where your daily life is concerned, this is a good time to plan and release any old energy that's not helping you. And you really start from scratch as soon as Sun moves in your first house, Virgos. So definitely there's a need to change job if the job currently you are in is not helping you grow or is stressing you, or you're really extending yourself too much, or you're burdened too much during this time, because all this is not going to help your health, your mental well-being, your physical well-being and all that. So definitely in order to find a balance between your mind, body and soul, there's a need to really regulate yourself and do what you can do. And anything that is hindering your growth or is affecting your health, then definitely there's a need for change. And this full moon is going to bring that realization to you on the 12th of August. Now, this full moon is also connecting with Saturn in the sign of Aquarius in your 6th house in a conjunction. So, a full moon connecting with Saturn, this can bring some sort of limitations or restriction in your daily routine or dissatisfaction, and this can affect your health matters. So, again, this full moon is going to focus on your health and well being and how you can make the changes. So, some kind of realization, epiphany will come to you during this time to bring about these changes. Now, Uranus and Taurus in your 9th house is also connecting with the full moon and Sun during this time in a square aspect. So it is a challenging aspect. Now, Uranus has been changing or rebooting your belief system for a few years now. So during this full moon with this square aspect and also connecting with Saturn in a square aspect, there may be some kind of challenges to your health or work situation that may be affecting your belief system, what is important to you, your philosophy, how you see things, your perspective, or your daily life may be restricting you so much that you're not able to undertake these opportunities of traveling, learning, exploring, and expanding. So that may be weighing on you as well, Virgo. So definitely during this time with this Aquarius full moon, something will come to a realization or understanding that will help you, make changes, readjust your lifestyle, your daily routine, so that you can bring in these new, fresh energies of exploring, traveling, connecting with people, new experiences, new adventures going forward, Virgos. Libras, for you, the Aquarius full moon on the 12th of August occurs in your 5th house. Now, 5th house is the house of self-expression, creative self-expression, your children, romance, love, pleasurable activities, fun activities, your hobbies and interests and all that. Now, full moon is a time of revelation, culmination, fulfillment, gratification, endings, and also an opportunity to adapt and change and readjust after getting a better understanding. Now, the sun is in the sign of Leo in your 11th house, in your social house. So during this full moon, the 5th house and 11th house axis is in focus. Now, with this full moon in the 5th house, house, there's a need to express yourself of what your heart desires, what you want. This full moon will give a boost in your imagination, your creation, your expression, and all that. And even though Leo season is a lot focused on being part of the group and your contribution in the group or collaborations, Libras, but with this full moon in Aquarius in your fifth house, it's all about your personal qualities, standing out in the crowd and using your personal energy, your personal expression to contribute and make a difference. Now, this is the time to really express yourself creatively and present yourself in a more playful, authentic, original, passionate, offbeat kind of way. Because with Aquarius full moon, Aquarius energy is all about being progressive, doing things differently, being an innovator, a revolutionary, and all that. So you're definitely seeking some kind of change and freedom during this time in your self-expression. So this is a great time to really, seek out those fun activities, pleasurable activities, creative activities to bring out the best within yourself and to feel complete as well. Because you won't be able to find meaning during this time by just being part of the group. You need to focus on your own self expression, your own creative expression. Now, during this full moon, you may be also completing a creative project or whatever your heart desire, whether it's a love, romance, children, something may be coming to a culmination or realization or better understanding. So it can be a very busy time when it comes to fifth house matter, Libras. Now, this full moon is conjunct Saturn in the sign of Aquarius. Now, Saturn has been in your fifth house since December 2020 and will remain in the same sign until March 2023. So, you may have already gone through kind of a different perspective on your creative self. So, you may have felt limited or less confident or restricted in expressing yourself fully during this time. So, this full moon can reveal something or bring something to your realization that can help you understand your creative self, how to express yourself, how to express your individuality, your authenticity, your creativity, and that can help you build a strong foundation where your expression is concerned. Now, Uranus is also aspecting the full moon in a challenging aspect, in a square aspect. So, Uranus will be squaring the full moon and the sun during this time. Now, Uranus has been in your eighth house in the sign of Taurus for a few years now, since 2018, 2019. And you have definitely experienced a major psychological change, transformation, intense transformation, sudden transformation as well, something that you did not expect and came your way during this time. And you may have felt challenged because of that, but it has also transformed you and changed you. Now, with the square aspect with full moon, there can be some kind of limitations in your creativity. Now, with this square aspect with the full moon, something will come to realization and understanding regarding your self expression, your creative side, that will help you, discover a new side of yourself. And that will help you change your belief system, your value system as well, and help you pursue a new interest, a new creative interest, a new hobby going forward. So you're going through a major transformation where your joint resources, money matters, your shared value system, your psychological self, all that is concerned. You're going through a major change there. So the square aspect will definitely bring something new in the way you express yourself. So this intense transformation will definitely bring out a new you and a new way of expressing your creative side, Libras. Scorpios, for you, the Aquarius full moon occurs in your fourth house. Now, fourth house is the house of your emotional and physical foundation, your family members, your property, where you live, and all that. Now, full moon is a time of culmination, revelation, realization, epiphanies. So, with a full moon occurring in your fourth house, this is the time to focus on your personal matter, on your private matters more, Scorpios. Now, the sun is in the sign of Leo in your 10th house during this time. So, you have been working hard and you have been focusing a lot on your career goals, on your professional matters, business matters, and all during the Leo season. But during this Aquarius full moon, there's a need to shift the focus on your home matters, on your family matters, on your private matters, and prioritize your time to focus more on property matters, on your family members, on your own emotional foundation, your own sense of belonging, your own sense of stability and security during this time. So do strike a balance between the energy that you spend on working and your external validation, your public image and your public matters and all that with the time spent on your domestic matters. So definitely there's a need to focus during this Aquarius full moon. So do get in touch with your emotions, your inner self, your inner world during this time, Scorpios. And this is also a great time to recharge your batteries. If you have been working really hard and you've been feeling stressed and overworked during this time, then this is a great time to really, connect with your inner self, take a break, spend some time alone, and really bring these positive change within yourself. And this Aquarius full moon is going to bring that realization to you to focus on yourself and balance yourself between your work and private life. Now, this full moon in Aquarius connects with Saturn in the sign of Aquarius. Now, Saturn has been in your fourth house since December 2020 and will remain in the fourth house until March 2023. So, already you have been going through challenging times where it comes to matters related to your family members, home environment, and your own emotional peace, your own emotional well being as well, Scorpios. Now, this full moon is definitely bringing some kind of focus, some kind of understanding how to deal with these matters and how to connect with your inner self. So the struggles that you have been facing in your private life, you'll have this opportunity to understand that and make adjustment and changes in order to move forward. So the lessons that you have learned during this Saturn transit in your fourth house, this is the time to use that and bring harmony in your relationship, in your private life, with family members and your own emotional well being as well. Now, Uranus is in the sign of Taurus during this time and is connecting with this full moon in a square aspect in your seventh house. So, the fourth house and seventh house energies are squaring with this full moon in your fourth house and Uranus in your seventh house. So definitely there has been some kind of instability regarding a relationship or some kind of changes or progress or the need to seek freedom or sudden movement, unexpected events may have occurred where your relationship is concerned. Now with this challenging aspect connecting with the fourth house, there may be a desire to move to another city or sell your house or buy a new house or change your address or just have some movement around your home environment, and you may not be able to do that because your partner is not on the same page. So the desires and needs of the partner may be different from yours during this time, and that's where kind of a restriction or disharmony may be occurring. So maybe you want to move out somewhere, or you want to buy a property, or you want to sell a property, or you want some kind of movement in your home environment. Maybe you want to upgrade it, renovate it, whatever that might be, and you may be feeling limited in there because of your relationship, partnership, or one-to-one interactions, or any close partnership. And this can be personal business, any kind of emotional change that you want to bring about in your life during this time. You may feel restricted, but this Aquarius full moon is definitely going to bring some kind of change, adjustment, revelation, realization, some epiphany in your emotional self, in your sense of security, in your within your emotional ties, that will help you understand your relationship, one-to-one interactions, and have more balance, more peace, more harmony within your relationship and your emotional self, Scorpios. Sagittarius, for you, the Aquarius full moon occurs in your third house. Now, third house is the house of communication, connection, short trips, your local environment, your daily environment, and all that. Now, a full moon is a time of culmination, endings, realization, revelation, fulfillment, gratification in third house matter. So, with the full moon occurring here, there's a focus on your communication and connection. Now it is Leo season, so the sun is in the ninth house in the sign of Leo. So during the Leo season, there has been a lot of focus for you on the bigger picture, on doing something adventurous, going beyond the daily life, the daily environment, and all that, and connecting with the bigger perspective. Now during this Aquarius full moon, there's a need to return to your daily environment and deal with things that you do on a daily basis in terms of communicating, connecting, sharing information, making that call, dealing with paperwork, running errands, and all that. So during this time, there's a lot of focus on your third house matter, connecting with people, with your relatives, close ties. Now during this full moon, you may also receive some kind of email or information. Something may come, some kind of information your way that will help you make the progress, that will help you understand and move forward in life. So do expect some kind of important news or information arriving during this time. Now, with the third house and ninth house axis in focus during this time, there's a need to strike a balance with the other people's opinion and your own opinion during this time. So, the major focus around Aquarius full moon is to bring your own light, to speak your own truth, to voice your own opinion during this time. So, Sagittarius, definitely the focus is there for you. Now, this full moon in Aquarius is conjunct Saturn in the sign of Aquarius. Now, Saturn has been in the third house for you, Sagittarius, since December 2020 and will remain there until March 2023. So, Saturn in the house of logic, learning, rationality, communication, connections, and all that can limit all these experiences. So, the way you think, the way you communicate may be limited during this time, and that can have an effect on your daily life and your perspective, how you see things. So, with this full moon, something will come to realization, revelation, like a sudden epiphany that will help you, open up, voice your truth, voice your opinion during this time and going forward as well. So, definitely your thinking, your communication will get a boost, or there would be a need to change or adapt from your current way of thinking to a more progressive, moving forward kind of thinking, Sagittarius. Now, Uranus is in the sign of Taurus and it's in your sixth house, in the work and health house for you, and it's squaring this full moon in Aquarius. So, third house and sixth house energies are squaring. Now, Uranus has been in the sixth house for a few years now and will remain there for a few more years. So, during this full moon, you may feel challenged regarding the way you communicate, connect, and your daily environment, your work in the environment, and just your daily life. So, you may have this desire to connect or, start working or be of service to others and, really connect with people on a daily basis, especially regarding your work environment and all that. And the way you think, the way you communicate may be holding you back or maybe restricting you, or you may be facing limitation because of your mindset, your outlook, how you see things. So that may be holding you back from focusing or engaging in, daily activities or, connecting with people, on a daily basis, or even a job if you have a work, or even with colleagues, in your work environment as well. So, Sagittarius, the limitations that you're feeling in your thinking and communication may be affecting your daily life, how you connect with people, engage with people in a job environment or a daily environment, Sagittarius. But this full moon in Aquarius will definitely bring some sort of revelation, change, some kind of understanding that will help you make these changes and will bring some kind of news, information, or some realization within yourself how to go about, how to move forward from this limiting, restrictive energy, Sagittarius. Capricorn, for you, the Aquarius full moon occurs in your second house. Now, second house is the house of personal finance, your value system, your self worth, your accumulated wealth, your money making capabilities, and all that. Now, a full moon is all about revelation, realization, epiphanies, or endings as well. Now, a full moon occurring in second house will bring second house matter to focus. So there can be some kind of realization regarding your financial matters, or there could be some kind of financial upheaval or crisis that will help you organize your money matters better going forward. So definitely your sense of security, stability is in focus during this time, because second house is to do with your money matters. So your financial stability is in focus during this time. Now the sun is in the sign of Leo because it's Leo season, and it's in your eighth house of joint resources and shared value system and social finance as well. So the Leo season is a lot about joint finances, power and control issues in your money matters or your value system and your intimate bonds as well. But this full moon in the second house is all about finding a balance between what is yours and what is others. So it's a give and take axis regarding your value system and money matters. So it's all about giving and receiving pleasures, your resources, values, what you make, what others make, and all that. So this Aquarius full moon is definitely going to bring focus on any sharing issues that there might be, or joint resources or value system, how you see your money matters and how others see the financial matters as well. So there's a need to balance the energies and to take care of your own need for stability, security, and also the needs of others as well. So do not ignore the other people's needs as well during this time, and find a balance between both the energies, Capricorn. Now you can also receive some kind of financial good news during this time, maybe a new job or a promotion or increase in payment or bonus, something can come your way as well going forward. So that's also a possibility that will reinforce your financial standing and will give you more sense of security and stability where your money matters are concerned. Now, Capricorn, this full moon is conjunct Saturn in your second house. Now, Saturn has been in your second house since December 2020 and will remain there until March 2023. So, with this Saturn energy in your second house, your stability, your value system, your resources, your financial matters, all that has been in focus. So you may have felt limited, restricted in these matters, or more responsible in these matters. So with this full moon, some kind of realization definitely will come regarding your financial matter that will help you organize your money matters better. And this can be due to some kind of understanding of how to manage money or some kind of financial boost. Now, during this full moon, Uranus is in your fifth house in the sign of Taurus. Now, fifth house is to do with creativity, children, self expression, pleasurable and fun activities. Now, this Uranus is squaring the full moon in your second house. So, fifth house and second house matters are squaring during this time. Now, fifth house is about self expression, your creative self, your hobbies, your interests, your talents, and all that. So, with this Uranus in your fifth house also connecting with Saturn in a square aspect during this full moon, may be causing some kind of limitations in your self expression. And you may be feeling this restrictive energy since December 2020 when Saturn moved in your second house. So there's definitely an urge to express yourself in a new way, in a creative way, but maybe money matters or restriction or responsibility in your money matters is holding you back. And you're not able to express yourself, your personal interest, your talents, all that. You're not able to creatively express yourself in the way you want because you feel limited in the resources, the available resources that you have. And you want to find creative ways of increasing your resources or make more money, but that may not be turning into a reality or may not be, or you may not be able to realize that. But with this full moon in Aquarius in your second house, something will definitely come to light that will help you realize how to move forward and make progress and manage your money matters, your financial matters better going forward, Capricorn. Aquarius, for you, the full moon in Aquarius on the 12th of August occurs in your first house, in your sign. So, this is all about you, Aquarius. The focus is on you, the spotlight is on you during this time. So, this is the time to put your needs first, your priorities, your desires, what you want from life. Focus on those energies during this time. Now, full moon is a time of culmination, realization, revelation, fulfillment, gratification, even endings. So, full moon in your first house is a time to regain energy, and be more assertive, more risk taking, more forward moving, more progressive, and also do it in a balanced way. Because Sun is in the sign of Leo in your seventh house, in the house of relationship. So there's a need to find balance as well, because full moon is all about relationship and it's about finding harmony in relationship. So there's a need to find balance between what your needs are and what other people expectations are during this time. So though the focus is definitely on you during this time and on your needs, so but it's a good idea to do it with keeping other people in mind, their consideration, their expectations, and their needs as well. But definitely, it's all about you, your appearance, your projection, your mannerism, how your destiny, your priorities, your life path, your self image, all that is in focus. And this is a good time to, make some adjustment changes in order to project yourself the way you want to, going forward, Aquarius. So definitely during this time, your self-assertion and your leadership qualities can be tested. So do find a balance with others in order to make positive changes in your life going forward. Now, Aquarius, this full moon is conjunct Saturn in your first house. Now, Saturn has been in your first house since December 2020 and will remain there until March 2023. So, you may have been already feeling a sense of limitations or restriction within yourself, your self image, your passion, your impulses, your destiny, life path, and all that. So, whatever you want to do for yourself, you may have been feeling restricted since December 2020. 2020. But this full moon is definitely going to bring something to light, or some kind of realization within you, or will connect you to some kind of or will connect you to some kind of information, or or epiphanies within you that will help you make that change, to bring that passion, to bring that originality, authenticity, the desire to project yourself in the best way, or the way you want to during this time and going forward. So definitely this is a good time to find some kind of stability within yourself with the Saturn and full moon energy, through realization of what your wants and needs are. Now, Uranus is in the sign of Taurus in your fourth house and is squaring this full moon during this Aquarius full moon. So, Uranus in fourth house has been bringing changes, rebooting your home environment, your emotional self, your family environment, and all that. So, there may have been a lot of changes already where sense of your sense of stability and belonging is concerned. Now, this full moon in Aquarius will bring some kind of understanding in your sense of self that will help you connect with your home environment more. Now, you may have been feeling limited since December 2020, since Saturn moved in your first house and was squaring Uranus, especially in 2021, where you may have felt restricted in your outward personality and the way you want to project yourself, your self image, and all that, due to emotional attachments, home environment, family members, and all that. Now, this Uranus in fourth house with this full moon squaring, the Aquarius full moon squaring, will help you understand and realize how you can make changes, how you can bring different energy within yourself, within your emotional self, your sense of inner contentment, your sense of belonging, stability, and all that. And any restriction that you have been feeling until now, will be able to project yourself differently, and the desire to pursue your personal destiny, priorities, your own path would be clear during this time. But this comes with finding a fresh approach, a different approach in your family matters, in your home matters. So you can overcome any kind of limitations if you organize your life in a more innovative, different way, where you can feel more freedom and independence going forward, in order to balance your sense of self, your relationship, your home environment. And you need to achieve and evolve your sense of self going forward, Aquarius. Pisces, for you, the Aquarius full moon on the 12th of August occurs in your 12th house. Now, 12th house is the house of spirituality, your subconscious self, the need to retreat, take a break, have time to yourself. It's also the house of past pattern, old habits, and dream world and fantasies. So when a full moon occurs in your 12th house, things may be revealed, especially things that are hidden from you, and it can be arising from your own subconscious. So there can be some kind of revelation, realization within yourself regarding an old pattern, old habit, old relationship, or your health matters, your well-being as well, because sun is in the sign of Leo in your sixth house, which is the house of work and health and daily routine. So you may have been very busy in all sorts of daily activities, daily duties in the last few weeks. So you may have definitely be deeply involved in your daily routine, what you do, and all that. So this is the time to take a break from all that. So this Aquarius full moon is about taking a break from your daily activities, from being busy and overextending yourself. So do take a break during this Aquarius full moon in your 12th house. And this Aquarius full moon can be used to reflect, to introspect, and go within for answers. And Pisces, you will definitely find more meaning and more fulfillment if you balance your life. So this is a good time to take a break and really focus on your own self. Your health matters, your well-being, your emotional well-being, your spiritual well-being as well. So definitely it's time to retreat. And even if you want to take a short trip, or go somewhere near water, maybe that would be good with this 12th house energy for you, Pisces. So retreating in nature or near water is very helpful during this time, and you'll be able to collect your energies. The 12th house is also the house of your unconscious, your dream world. So you can also receive some kind of revelation, realization, messages, information in your dream state. Now, this full moon is conjunct Saturn in the sign of Aquarius in your 12th house. Now, Saturn has been in your 12th house Pisces since December 2020 and will remain there until March 2023. Now, with Saturn in your 12th house, you may have unrealistic fantasies or unrealistic desires, or you may have felt restriction or limitation to your sensitive and intuitive side during this time. So, this full moon is definitely going to bring all that to forth and will help you understand, realize your own spiritual side, your own inner side, your own intuitive side. So, this is a good time to connect with your intuition, your sensitive side, your compassionate side, Pisces. And there's a need to find a balance, especially mental balance between your physical reality and, the fantasy or the dream world or the subconscious self. And so definitely look within for answers, and you will definitely have some kind of realization, or some information will definitely come to you during this time that will help you understand and make sense of your own self, your own well-being, your own well-being going forward. Now, Uranus is in the third house, in the house of communication, in the sign of Taurus, and is squaring this full moon. Now, this Uranus will also be squaring Saturn in the sign of Aquarius in the 12th house. So here you may have experienced some kind of different way of communicating, engaging, or connecting with people. Because Uranus brings this change in mindset, your outlook. And you may have experienced that because Uranus has been in the sign of Taurus since 2018, 2019. So definitely there's a change in how you think, how you communicate. And with this Aquarius full moon, there's something will come to realization within yourself, within yourself, your own subconscious self, your own ideals, and the way you connect with people, and the way you connect with your own self, your own inner self, will help you connect and form closer connections with people around you and communicate more effectively, because something is revealed to you in your subconscious that can help you identify any kind of communication gap, connection gap. So definitely some sort of realization will come within you that will help you move forward. And this can also come through learning. So if you are learning something new during this time, that can help you understand as well what you need to do and how you need to communicate and how you need to connect and form more spiritual bonds going forward, Pisces.